target wasters.
The Las Virgenes Municipal Water District is going after its customers that refuse to conserve.
Target wasters.
The Water District serves Westlake Village, Calabasas, Agoura Hills, and Hidden Hills. After a few warnings and fines, here's what the water company will install: a flow restrictor device.
Most importantly, it pretty much eradicates the ability for your irrigation system to function.
Real-time technology allows the water district to monitor water usage, and they'll have patrols out looking for violators.
Target wasters.
So those individuals using more than their allocation are ultimately taking away water from other people.
Virgenes Municipal Water District will host a virtual town hall meeting next week to explain just
how dire the water situation is.
So what happens if we don't conserve? One possibility later this year, outdoor watering could be banned. That is a very strong possibility.
Target wasters.
Welcome back to the show. So glad that you found my backup for Anna's thoughts and musical parodies here at Anna Speaks Out. Thanks for being here. If you've been enjoying my content, you can support what I do here by checking out the merch store, which will be linked on the website in the description of every video. I've got t-shirts, sweatshirts, baby stuff, accessories, all sorts of fun stuff for yourself, your friends, your loved ones. And there are a variety of different designs, and I also plan to come up with new designs in the near future. Let me know if there are any designs you would like to see after you go check it out. Thank you so much. So in the last couple of videos, we've talked about the series of fires and plane crashes that all have somehow mysteriously involved food processing plants exclusively. And then in the last video we talked about baby formula shortages, which that video is only on Rumble. I will put the link to that in the description of this video. It got kicked off of YouTube, so you probably really want to see it. I also mentioned that food banks have been having shortages in that video. Now we are on to the next thing in the agenda, you might say. Apparent water shortages in the state of California that just happen to be the most severe in the areas where the most crops are grown. Also, when the guy mentioned in the intro about not using too much water because it would take away from other people's allocation, basically, or their allotment, it made me think of this. In a purely socialist system, all legal production and distribution decisions are made by the government, and individuals rely on the state for everything from food to healthcare. The government determines the output and pricing levels of these goods and services, and that is from Investopedia.com. Let me know if you saw the connection there as well. So the Los Angeles Times came out recently with an article entitled "What Israel, Las Vegas, and Other Places Can Teach SoCal About Using a Lot Less Water." Apparently, researchers and water policy experts say that the region needs to adapt to the severe drought because climate change, extreme heat, and dwindling snowpack will only serve to exacerbate the issues in years to come. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure there have been dire warnings about climate change for decades now that has never really come to fruition. But apparently, currently, we must realize that our beautiful Mediterranean climate is changing and we must change with it, end quote. Says Jonathan Parfrey, Executive Director of the group Climate Resolve. And I would just like to mention, if you've ever heard of HAARP, the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, then you know that we have the technology to handle weather situations that are less than ideal. But instead, one of the big ideas in this article is to invest in long-term wastewater recycling. Apparently they did that in the Las Vegas area, and the writers of this article see that as a good idea of how Southern California might respond to the water shortage. Again from the Los Angeles Times, to survive drought, parts of SoCal must cut water use by 35%. The new limit is 80 gallons a day. To put that into perspective, according to Lowe's.com, on a hot, sunny day in midsummer, the average lawn uses 125 gallons of water per 1,000 square feet. And it's the month of May right now, so summer is literally right around the corner. So this whole scenario of not being able to use irrigation systems as much or possibly at all in some situations got me thinking, because something that requires a lot of irrigation are the crops that are grown by farmers. And I wasn't really even sure if there were many crops grown here in California. I kind of thought that was primarily more so in the Midwest or the South, places like that. But I looked into it and I was a bit surprised by what I found. And it actually turns out that over a third of the country's vegetables and 2/3 of the country's fruits and nuts are grown in California. And out of the top 10 agricultural commodities, over 2/3 of them are plants that would need to be watered, including almonds, grapes, pistachios, lettuce, strawberries, tomatoes, and walnuts. So I typed into Google, where are crops grown in California? And one of the first results was the Central Valley of California is one of the world's most productive agricultural regions. More than 230 crops are grown there. Also, apparently as of 2019, Fresno County had regained its reign as the nation's #1 agricultural producing county. Central Valley is located in Tehama County. And according to the website drought.gov, take that how you will, apparently 100% of Tehama, however you say it, county is experiencing severe drought, and 87.93% is experiencing extreme drought. And would you look at that, that apparently means that water is inadequate for agriculture. And they're saying that the drought conditions for Fresno County are just about the same, 93.72% in extreme drought. So what an interesting series of events. The perfect set of conditions for widespread food shortages have just been kind of converging and coming together all over the United States. It's almost seems coincidental, doesn't it? Let me know what you think. Thank you again so much for being here today. Since you liked the video enough to make it all the way to the end, don't forget to click the thumbs up, make sure you're subscribed, and share with other people who would also find it interesting. Leave your comments below and we'll all have a conversation. And if you really enjoyed it, check out the description for several different ways that you can support while also getting some cool stuff for yourself. Have a wonderful night, afternoon, morning, evening, whatever time zone you are in, and I will see you next time. Bye.